If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at villageXchange@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
They do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the Village, Facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy merch indeed. The Charles shall lead
To
them.
buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Bloodbath, Ways to the Grave. We're going to do this one live.
So much.
We got to look for this singer, too.
So, do you have the record we did called Resurrection Through Carnage? Can't fucking hear. For this gig, if I ask you something and you're gonna reply, yeah, we require you do it in a death metal voice. So do you have the album? I'll play a song from that record for you right now.
Who is the singer here? Is this a dude from Dream Theater? We continue.
This one is called Ways to the Grave. Thank you very much.
right.
Ended exactly at 17:10, which is what I was supposed to do.
You followed instructions. 10. Wait.
No, stop
17.
at 17:40.
Oh no! Do not alter, shorten, or
Thank you very, very much. Bloodbath started as a drunken side project, and now it's turned into a death metal elite.
All right. So that is...
They started as a drunken side project and ended up in all that.
Ways to the Grave. That was song numero uno.
You never can tell.
I'm going to shrink you, buddy, and put you over here.
Right, because
we're going to bring you right back.
Use you
We're going to
again.
bring you right back.
Okay.
Hasn't Michael claimed that he struggles with death vocals now because the recorded process was one of their albums? I do not know. So this is a dude from Opeth.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
that's your band. That's your band. This is my favorite song from him.
Really, I'm surprised.
This is my favorite Opeth song, and it's not really Opeth. It's the dude, the lead singer from Opeth. I think is Dan Swano is his name. We only have 19 likes or dislikes. So after this song, I mean nine likes or dislikes.
Yeah.
We need at least 10. So if we don't have 10 by the time we're in this review,
Then
we're
Ben,
gonna have to end the video.
Yeah, you're gonna have to reach out to me to reschedule a screen. Okay, the ruler of earth and sky. I am infernal. I am the quest to see the heavens die. Oh, I'm on a quest to see the heavens die. My fascination with the dead won't be fulfilled here on this killing spree. Whoa.
And when they dream, that's when my
So is
spirit...
this is a god speaking?
Well, if it's a god, if it's a demon, or if it's a serial killer, or if it's a demon inhabiting the serial killer.
Okay.
There's a lot of ways we could take these lyrics initially.
And when they dream, that's when my spirit arise. And when they scream, a little part of them dies. I find my way into the minds of the weak. They are led astray. It's now my path that they seek. Oh.
You die before me. Your destiny's in my hands. You are soon to see. My one desire is to rule this world eternally. And when they dream, that's when the spirit arises. And when they scream, a little part of them dies. I find my way into the minds of the weak. They are led astray. It is now my path they seek. You will never reach me.
I am the darkest one. You will never heal me. I'm a mind beyond repair. I will make you fear me. I slay your hopes and dreams. You're lost forever in this world of mine. I devastate your life and crush your every dream. No human being will perceive your silent scream. The king of rapture will betray your soul tonight. The life of yours is soon to end in brutal death. Don't look me in the eyes if you are awake. Just a glimpse of me will put your life at stake. I am the horizon. I am the serpent of the dead. My gaze will burn your skin and flesh into a crisp. Well,
like fire.
Like fire. What are you?
This very morbid mind of mine, I will set your course into an early grave. I twist your fate and seal your doom. I bid you welcome, my eternal slave. Sounds like a date with mayonnaise.
That's what it is. It's exactly what I was thinking.
Freaking mayonnaise. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my current theory on this song is that this is a guy who's I don't know about serial killer, but he's obviously a bad, he's completely and totally subsumed by this darkness. He had some sort of fascination with death and destruction when he was younger. I mean, I don't know how much of this to talk about. Like, we've had experiences with people who are just completely fascinated with death and destruction and just gravitate towards it.
Yep.
And I look at that as something that's symptomatic of something else. I was having a conversation with one of my close friends in the channel, and I was talking about how because we're so advanced now and we're so modern, we misdiagnose things.
Yep.
And so back in the day, you had both arms of health in your culture. You had your doctor, so if you had a physical ailment, he would look at you, ask you some questions, and realize that a lot of what's happening with the cough or the cold or whatever is a symptom of something else. And the doctor, who went to school for 50 years, he was able to tell you what those symptoms meant and then how to deal with it on a physiological basis. But on the other hand, you also had the priest.
Yep.
And the priest would handle your spiritual maladies in very similar ways that the doctor would handle your physical malady. You go to the priest, you tell him what's going on.
Yeah.
That's called confession.
Yep.
And then the priest said, this is what's at the root of it. And then the priest would say, do 10 Hail Marys or whatever to, and then you'd have your issue addressed.
Oh my gosh. You know what's weird about that? Like when you go to the doctors and they just throw medication instead of figuring out what the problem is, same thing is happening in confession. Do, X amount of Hail Marys. That doesn't deal with the actual issue. That's just like a Band-Aid on top.
Well, it may be. It depends on how the person interprets a Hail Mary. I think if your grandfather, I would prescribe him 10 Hail Marys because that's not just something he's doing. Like, he really means that shit. And if you listen to the prayers in the Hail Mary, it's talking about full of grace, blessed whom, blessed Jesus, pray for us now and in the hour of our death. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us. Like, look, I don't necessarily, we did that out. I incorporated some ritual, because Protestants believe that if you ritualistically repeat something, all of a sudden that's not significant in it. It's kind of like what you just articulated. If you're just saying stuff off your head, then it's not significant. Unless you came up with the specific words, then it's no longer significant. But that doesn't work, right? Because we've got the Pledge of Allegiance, and I still to this day get emotional when I'm standing with a group of people and we're doing the Pledge of Allegiance. I didn't write those lyrics. That's a ritual. We're restating somebody's words. And so I try to kind of incorporate it and experiment with it in a church context. And we started doing the Our Father. And it was very powerful.
It really was.
So my point is, the priest,
I forgot about
what's
that.
fascinating about that analogy is to say, when you're, quote, confessing sin, you're not confessing that you're horrible and you're the worst person in the world. You are acknowledging that something underneath what you did, there is a symptom. So in the same way you go to a doctor and the doctor says, okay, you have a cough, you have a cold, okay, you have COVID. If we could look at our personal flaws as symptomatic of something.
Yep.
And say, okay, those are the symptoms. So if we could disassociate the moral sort of implications of what it means about you as a person, right? And say, okay, you have these kinds of thoughts that lead to these kinds of actions. I've seen this before. This is the problem. This is how we're going to deal with. This is the package of medicine for this particular spiritual malady. And some of that is, ritualism. Whether it's the Eucharist or saying an Our Father, saying the Hail Mary. And some of it is real practical shit, like make amends with your brother or call your dad and tell him you're sorry that you shouldn't have said that, yada, 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 yada. So when I look at this, I go, okay, this is a guy who is obviously symptomatic, right? He's got these violent ideas and he's constantly obsessed with looking at death and destruction and all that other stuff. And once you do that, it's over with. Because once you really buy into that shit, man, you got a lot of problems. Let me see if I can find these.
It's a lot of work to get out of that mindset.
Find these lyrics. Go ahead, what were you saying?
Well, I wouldn't say it's over with. I think that what you mean by that is you're in a really, really bad spot. There is coming back from it. But it takes intentionality. And I think that that's sort of the difference between the ritualistic prayers that become just like murmurs because you're just saying something and you don't even focus on what you're saying anymore. It's just like, you're just saying words. And that it's the difference between that and, like you said, my grandfather saying the Hail Mary, because when he's saying it, he's going to put that intention of what is being said.
Oh, I see.
And what you mean behind it. And I think the same thing is true. If you're this person that's gotten yourself so dark that you want to look at the face of death and you love to look at the face of death, then there is a path out of that, obviously, through Christ, but it is intentionality, and you have to be intentionally trying to find the face of God rather than the face of death.
The other thing too is that there seems to be a real desire among other people for power, especially people who are drawn to darkness. There seems to be this real almost exchange, like I will exchange my soul for power type of idea. And it's a sort of, the mythological, I would rather rule in hell than serve in heaven type idea.
Yeah.
That from a biblical perspective is not true. The devil is not the ruler of hell.
No.
Actually, according to the Bible, Jesus is the ruler of hell. Jesus is such a gangster that he's portrayed as showing up at the gates of Hades and snatching the keys, which is basically the title deed to the ownership of that realm, snatching it from the devil and saying, "What's good? What you want?" "Nothing. I didn't think so." And he goes up and he says, "I hold the keys of death and Hades." You want to talk about somebody who's like really trolling their ops? You can't get worse than Jesus trolling his ops.
Yeah.
You can't get worse than that.
I think the other thing too is that I've seen like a few people that are like at that depth of darkness where they like want to see the face, and they think that they're like super powerful, but nobody, around the people really took them very seriously. Like, I don't think that that's the case in all instances, but like that, I'm talking about personal experiences. So outside of that, maybe you have some ideas or influences or whatever. But like people that I saw personally that liked to look into the face of death, and they liked the power that gave them. Like nobody looked at them as a powerful person, though. They felt like they were powerful, but like people really didn't take them very seriously. I'm not saying that that's the case in all instances. I think if somebody is really led about by some darkness and devils, like there is some seriousness that should come with it. But this person,
I don't know, bro, because I knew somebody, and we were in the belly of the beast in Bronx, New York.
Yeah, but as that person progressed,
that person put a swastika on their forehead.
Yep.
And they had some real live gangsters, like dudes that I knew were like certified gangsters, scared of her.
But then later on in life, like they were still trying to be like dark like that and say all those dark things, and people were like,
Yeah, that's because those people didn't really understand. Because those people came from environments where there was no bloodshed anywhere.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But where we were from, they absolutely took that person very seriously. And if they didn't, I am certain folks would have died. I'm certain of it. They were right to take her serious because that's the time that she was on at the time.
Okay.
So, like, I get it. People don't take, but see, I always take those people seriously because the thing is like, 10 of them are crazy. 10 of them are, pretenders or whatever, but one of them is real, and one of them is going to kill 20, 30. Like we just had it a couple months ago in this state. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is, Emily in the house. The other thing about this whole situation is there are two moments in the life of a human being when you feel almost godlike. And one is at a birth, and the other is at a death. When it's always crazy. Like we talk about this, and I still can't like wrap my mind around it. That there was a time when Seneca was not.
Yeah.
And it's mind-boggling to me that like he did not exist. There was nothing about him, his personality, all around. But now he's here, and he'll never not be here from a Christian vantage point. And the dynamics of seeing that emerge, because he's kind of like this hidden thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've ultrasound and all the rest of it, but we all know that doesn't do justice to what an actual baby is. But like seeing it happen, like seeing that emerge, where he was just an idea in my mind, or he was particles and cells, or He was the combination of these two fused gametes, whatever you want to say. Like, it is a really, especially the first time, a really powerful moment when you see that life emerge and you know that you are the cause of that. The other side of that is, you know, you hit somebody and they're bleeding out, and that's a crazy, the sense of like the divine sort of power that this person's life is in your hands, and you are deciding that it's over for that person. That you're never more like God and less like God in that moment.
That's a
so
crazy
when he
line.
says, "You die before me, your destiny is in my hands, you're soon to see my own desires to rule eternally," there is the connection. What is the connection between one person being killed and like ruling the world? Like, those two don't seem to be very connected, but they are connected, because there's that Jewish proverb that says, if you've killed one person, it's as if you've killed the whole world. And if you've saved one person, it's as if you've saved the whole world. And so when you kill a person, that power that you feel, that's one of those like really unspoken parts of the whole situation, which is one of the main reasons that dudes come back and they're extremely traumatized by the shit that they did. Aside from the moral ramifications of, oh my God, I killed a person, there's also the unspeakable part of it, which is you felt like God, and there was like a rush when you had this ultimate decision over this person's life, which is obviously an epistemically impossible thing to reconcile within yourself, and a lot of people can't deal with that tension, and so they they take their own lives. But it's a hell of a thing, man, when you send people. And I've known a lot of dudes, like, the first time they were issued a service pistol or whatever, like, it's a common thing. Dudes will take it out, load it, and put it to their head, because they're, like, really trying to figure out, like, yo,
really,
I have this massive power to affect, another. Yeah, it's a big thing. There's a lot of shit people don't talk about.
Yeah.
But, like, that dynamic is one of them. It is a major one, And when you look at the backgrounds of the people that sign up for combat MOSs, it's really it's a whole thing. But my point is, like, this song is crazy to me because I don't know, man. I'll say it this way, like, you research on what these Chicago kids were doing and the kind of things that they were doing, and they were, you had kids, 16, 17-year-old kids, shoot somebody, drop them, and then stand over them and pump a bunch of bullets into them. People are like, yo, man, those people are sick, blah, 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 blah. But then I'm like, I remember specifically celebrating people that did that. Just in a different different context. So it's like, this context, it's okay because our country has sanctioned it. So it's okay that you hit that dude and paralyzed him, and now you stood over him and shot him in the face 9 times. Now you're like, oh wow, you did your job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then this same person does it over here. It's the end of it. Like,
yeah, especially. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then they say these kids are sick, they're horrible, blah 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 blah. And of course they're sick and horrible, but they're sons of America, man.
Yeah.
Like, this shit is not, so
yeah.
And that's why, like, one of the things about, like, the gun culture in this country, like, that's one of the things that people from outside this culture don't understand. It's like, it's not like the guns in Australia where, like, there was a mass shooter and then the Australian government just went and took everybody's guns, and then unless you're in the outback or something, you can't get a gun. Mm-hmm. Like, that is not how Americans are taught to look at guns. The gun is a symbol of the freedom and the ultimate power you have as an individual American, so that you cannot be oppressed by your government. And prior to that, all of human history was the government was essentially the stand-in for God. So, and that's why you have emperor worship and all the rest of it, because the state was a stand-in for God. But Americans are taught, man, this gun right here made us equal to the gods. And it made it so that those gods couldn't come over here, and now we're the gods here. And so now if you have that kind of power when you're holding a little 9mm, what do you think is happening at the highest levels when we've got, ICBMs, all types of shit?
Yeah.
So like, we're looking at this song and going, man, this guy is really sick, blah, blah, blah. Listen, the worst somebody's going to do is kill 25 people if somebody like takes this song and takes it literally or whatever. That's about a 15-minute incursion into Syria or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a really weird kind of thing, because it's like the people that certain subcultures celebrate, if you phrase it in just a little bit of a different circumstance, it looks terrifying and horrible. And yet, you got dudes walking around with ribbons and shit for doing shit just like this, and feeling that sense of I'm God in this moment, and knowing that you were not righteous when you were killing that dude, like you were playing God, but then everybody else is celebrating you for doing this shit, man.
I was listening to this thing where it was like talking about how I think it was Christopher Columbus, I guess, when he was writing about what color the ocean was, he called it like wine, like he compared it to the color of burgundy, like wine. And it was just like, but it was talking about like perspectives, I think, like throughout time and history and stuff, and how we see things, and we see these things a certain way because of when we've come up. And like that situation, what you're just talking about, you've got in one context, something is okay and is celebrated. In another context, it's like looked at as like this horrible thing that just happened, like what just happened. And it's like, it just kind of makes you, I was thinking, because after they were talking about that, they put up a picture of a bunch of different people. And I was looking at all the different people, and I was thinking like, yeah, like as history progresses, like at the end of the day, all we are is people from the start of our lives till the end of it. And we all have our opinions and our thoughts, and we base our opinions and our thoughts based off of the experiences we have. Something happens to us as a kid, then we think something else is really horrible. If this doesn't happen to us, then we're going to overlook it over there. But like at the end of the day, we create standards within ourselves, and we assume that we're right. And we'll tell people, you're right, this is good. Who are you? Who are you to tell the person in the one context that what they did is good and give them a ribbon, while judging the one in the other context? And I don't know, like that, it was a crazy thought to be like, why do we care so much about what anybody else has to say about anything when everybody's basing their opinion in the same stuff? Like we have to have our opinions grounded and based in truth and reality, not in the opinions and thoughts of everybody else around us. Like, but yeah, that's just an example, like with the death things.
I would have liked to have heard this song at the studio side first before the live side, just because like some of the instrumentation and the metal got lost in translation. I think
Probably.
Like I could tell that it was a heavy song. And I think death metal, I think black metal is my favorite genre, but I think death metal, especially when death metal like decides to get really, really heavy, is probably in my top 3. Mm-hmm. So it was still like impossible not to move, but I wish, because here's the thing, like when I hear a live song, but I've heard a recorded song, your mind kind of fills in the difference and makes up the blends, and then you have expectations for when the breakdown's going to come and things like that. Yeah. So your mind kind of does some sort of amalgamation or synthesis of the live along with what you've heard in the recording. But if you only have the live, it's not that. It's not that. I thought they did a great job live, but I would have really, when I heard death metal today, I'm like, yes, I'm going to be sweaty at the end of these reviews, which is great. The song was still heavy. 9.1 for me.
I did think that it played pretty clearly. I see what you're saying, where I do think that stuff was also lost, but I also was like, semi-impressed with the way that the sound came across. It seemed pretty clear. It didn't sound like, a live show can sound like the sound is very lost.
How fucking pretty you are on this camera right now.
Well, thank you.
It's so funny to me.
Kind sir.
It's so funny to me. Like, I saw you like do your little eyelash thing or whatever. It's not a lot of makeup, guys, and it's literally like just a light here. Like it's so funny to me how fucking pretty you are. Okay, 9.1.
I'm gonna give it a solid 9.
Solid 9. All right, there, listener. We're going. What a simp!
No.
You have no idea. We're going right back to it, dear listener. We're keeping that record up. We're starting for song 2. The name of the song 2 is Like Fire. Like Fire. By the same band, Bloodbath. Live vid for all. Don't stop until, don't worry about that. I actually like the production on this live better than the studio version. Adrian Dominguez!
Hey!
Good to see you, Adrian Dominguez. Song number 2, losers, Bloodbath. Pay attention, listen all the way through. This is going to start at song 22 minutes. Like Fire is the name of this song. Like Fire, dear listener.
Ben said
like
we have to have the live for this next one. So.
It's got to be live. The live is apparently better than
Emily.
than the regular version.
Yeah, that's why I thought I had Indian in me.
Sori's,
That's what was always told. It was the high cheekbones.
Sori's cheekbones should have subhanallah. Yeah, I agree. And it's not even, what is it? You're doing ACV, but you're not doing ACV regularly. Not like me. Right? I'm doing that shit religiously, and I look like a fucking ogre. But
no, you look nice. You look very good.
All right, guys, here we go. Like Fire. Let's get right back into it. Let's go, DJ Ben in this bitch.
Enjoy this. We played here in Vacuum before with my other band, and always great support from you guys.
His
Thank
other
you very
band,
much.
Opeth.
We are going to continue with another track from the Resurrection from Carnage record. This is a headbanging track, so that's what I want to see from you guys, okay? No, you'll answer me in death metal voice, please. High
He
pitch.
certainly knows how to work a crowd.
Higher. Down
I
in
can't wait to
fill.
watch you run a crowd.
Very, very good. This one is called Like Fire.
Turn it up!
As you can see,
Bloodbath.
we forgot to do our laundry this morning. But then again, we look fantastic. Thank you very much. Playing another fast fucking track from the latest album that Peter obviously was the singer of, so I'm gonna try not to fuck it up too much. Are you ready for a fast song? No, definite voice. High pitched. Danny Filth.
Danny Filth.
Bastard song.
Daddy food.
Alright, that was song number 2 from the Mighty Mighty Bloodbath. Even though I didn't hear the recording, like the original. You remember I said I like to hear the
Was your
original
mind still
recording?
filling in gaps of what it didn't know?
It didn't really matter on this one. I pretty much which, if you guys are waiting to hear the Vin and Sori stuff, that's pretty much it. Your boy, it's just going to be a lot of chugga-lugga-lugga-lugga-lugga.
No, don't let him lie to you. That is not what it is. I don't know why you keep saying
Our
that.
heavy shit is definitely
The heavy shit is heavy, but it is also interspersed with a bunch of technical stuff. So you'll see.
All the technical stuff comes from Jay. Shout out to Jay the Spirited, the actual guitarist in our band.
Start packing your bags, buddy.
Yeah, start packing your bag. I'm trying to get this boy to move down with us, because I'm real about this shit. I am real about this shit. Okay. The ruler of the earth and sky, I am infernal.
Wait, we already did that one.
That's the wrong one.
Yeah.
That's the one wrong. Or the wrong one.
So, Ben, you picked this song especially specifically for us to enjoy. We thank you for that. Wait, that's not it. So, okay, so this one was infernal or this one was fire?
Tell me what you thought of this one. Sonically.
Well, honestly, I thought it was going to be heavier. I don't know if I'm
Really?
I'm in a weird mood, but I wanted it to be even heavier than it was. So I was waiting to be assaulted, and I wasn't assaulted as much as I thought it was going to be. So, but I still liked it. There was a drum piece in there that kind of that I liked, and obviously the song itself, it was good, and I think that the guy's got a cool personality, the way that he's kind of makes the jokes in between and stuff. I like the presentation of the band, and I like the way that the crowd reacts to them. I will be honest though, the song itself made me want to be at another show.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be at an outdoor show like that, because we've been to outdoor shows, but it was not that big.
Mm-hmm.
Although when you're in a crowd like that, every time I'm in a giant crowd like that, I'm I'm going to lose Vin for sure. And then all of a sudden I feel I'm friggin' 6 years old, and I'm where am I supposed to go if I get lost? Because there's just so many people and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely want to go to another show after seeing this. So it was a good song. Did you get the lyrics up?
Yeah, I agree. This song, I really didn't need it because I was able to figure it out right from the beginning, what was going on. And look, I will never not love that shit. That riff that they played originally sounded like literally the very first riff I played the moment I got my first electric guitar.
Are you serious?
Yeah, look, because it's just jigga 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 jigga. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But at the time, it was actually no. Shout out to Ralph. Ralph got me the blind riff.
What do you mean he got it for you?
Well, I pulled the guitar out. I wish I could show you guys those pictures, man.
No.
I should have took more pictures. I had them. I don't know where they went though. But I was taking my guitar out the thing, and I was like, "Arr!" You could see Reef there. But yeah, that I'm always gonna love riffs like that because I can play them. I can get up right now, don't have to warm up and everything, just show up. And it always sounds good. It always sounds good, especially when you put drums around it and shit. It just, you saw what happened when we put drums.
I did.
We put drums on Jay's guitar because it was originally mine, and then Jay modified it, and then Soraya decided she liked Jay's riff better than mine, so we went with his.
It had drums in it.
We went We went with Jay's selection instead of mine. So she's always out here like, oh, Vince, like this great guitarist. Yeah. When the money was on the line, dear listener, she went with his. Shout out to Jay Dispirited. I'm not mad at him. It's all good. All right. What happened?
Oh, well, I mean, it's just, you have so many different songs, and like the last one that you did with Babe. I'm sorry if I picked his.
No, go ahead. I had so many songs. What now?
Yeah, you know the one that you after you had that. Now I can't. My mind is like forgetting stuff right now.
What after I had what?
Oh, that drink, absinthe.
What about it?
Yeah, the technical stuff that you pulled out after just a little sip of that.
Yeah, I had to drink some legendary potion for her to like one of my riffs.
Please, it hadn't. No.
She just said it. She said, I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? She's like, oh, that's good. I had to drink like absinthe and then do something, and then she was
There's
like,
no way to hit you in that amount of time.
Wow, that's
you were
amazing.
open. You were like open. He just like started playing. I'm like, I grabbed my phone. I'm like, boop, start recording that immediately.
You will never reach me. I'm the darkest one. You'll never heal me, mind beyond repair. I will make you fear me. I will slay your hopes and dreams. You're lost forever in this world of mine. I'll devastate your life and crush your ever dreams. No human being will perceive your silent scream. The king of rapture will betray your soul. Your life is yours, soon to end in a brutal death. Don't look me in the eyes if you're awake. Just a glimpse of me will put your life at stake. I am the horizon. I am the serpent of the dead. My gaze will burn your flesh like fire, this very morbid mind of mine. I mean...
You know what that kind of reminds me of? Oh, my word. What's her name? With the Medusa. The eyes. Remember you couldn't look at her?
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking about that.
She had a tragic story.
Licorice and a disappointing high. Well, I'm always disappointed by those substances because... There's always like this, like, oh, like you're gonna see machine elves and shit.
It does
taste
like licorice.
It never happens with me, never. But I did get a good, nice little guitar lick out of it, which I'll probably find in 5 years is already done or whatever.
Oh, that would be so weird.
If
it was like something you never heard before, but you started playing it. It's like the sounds thing.
The poison makes it extra tasty. Yeah. Okay. So again, this is the sort of like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to destroy your dreams. You know, it's a weird situation. Like, people have these dreams, like what you want to do in your life. And it's almost understood that a part of maturity is letting go of your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, that's part of maturity. It's part of being an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the things that makes me feel so fortunate about where we are and what we do, because I never truly really grew up and let go of any of my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, the problem is like, we don't know that our dreams are actual nightmares until you live them out, you know?
Damn.
There are certain things that I dreamed about and like, oh man, it'd be so hard to get into that and blah, blah, blah. And what would it mean if I got in and yada, yada, yada. Then you get in and then it's like, here you go. Here's an experience you'll never forget for the rest of your life and you'll keep seeing when you close your eyes. So, you know, when a person like ruins your dreams, that may not necessarily be as bad as you think. Because it may be that you had a dream about something that was going to really destroy you. See what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, when I watch Cat Williams, and Cat Williams is talking about, you know, he had to turn down X amount of millions of dollars because he wanted to remain a virgin, if that makes any sense.
Right.
Like, then you start looking sideways at all these Hollywood people, because it's one thing to hear conspiracy theories and all the rest of it, but it's another thing to see a guy who was an insider but still is an outsider, just like, and I think that's one of the reasons that the interview he did went so massively viral, because it was really the first time, because you're always hearing like the conspiracy theorists on the outside saying these Hollywood people are crazy, they're whack jobs, they're insane, they're all pedophiles. It's one thing to hear that from Alex Jones, but to hear it from an insider who has had mainstream success, who's talking to another guy who has mainstream success. Mm-hmm. For that to come out like that, that's where the thing went massively viral. And so my point is, like, there's been a lot of child, you know, I had a dream of becoming an actor or an actress and I just didn't make it. And they're walking around believing that their dream got taken from them, when in reality, that was God protecting them from a nightmare.
Jeez.
So it might be the person that's out there trying to, like, destroy your life and fuck up your dreams is actually helping you in ways that you won't even realize this side of eternity.
Wow.
So he did. He did, like, he named names. He named Puff. Did. He named Puff, who was one of the he named all the comedians, Steve Harvey, all the rest of those guys, which I agree. The Steve Harvey stuff was more of like, you stole my material.
Yeah.
The Puff stuff was like, you sick motherfucker. Like that's the and you know, Puff also got Me Too'd by one of the girls he was abusing. She's suing him for $30 million. He did all types of horrible shit to her, made her do all types of crazy shit. Yeah. And of course, like, you know, took pictures and videos of it and all this shit. And finally, one of these girls stood up and said, I don't give a fuck if you leak the pictures or whatever. I'm not going to let you get away with it. Shout out to Shorty.
Good for her.
Shout out to Shorty.
Yep.
But like, yeah, I was looking at that thing where he's talking about like the dreams, like shattering dreams and destroying your dreams and things like that, and being like, and thinking to myself, like, what were I've pretty much lived every single dream I've ever thought of in my life, aside from being a rock star. Like, literally, everything that like, I've accomplished things that are harder to accomplish than being a rock star. Like, we've been out there, like, you know, when we got there, we were like, oh man, this shit ain't.
Yeah,
backstage. It's like,
I'm not sure if it was like,
here's the catering area with all these famous people sitting around. We literally walked by the dude from Alice in Chains on the way to go see Head play guitar.
Yeah,
literally, like, I was like, literally this. So Sarai didn't even know who he was. I was like, yo, that was.
I'm not sure, like, you're like, oh, you're so lucky that you got to go backstage from the very beginning of going to shows. I'm not sure if that was like, that's like seeing behind the scenes of Disney when you first see Disney. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw behind the scenes, I saw like what all that was. So it changes it. Like, it takes them off of that God status, because it's like, oh, well, I mean.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. And so, like, if you I'm trying to find the woman's name.
Emily, do you know the woman's name?
It's like Cassie something. She was a.
Good for her, though.
She was a.
That's a really. That must be a difficult decision, because you don't want that stuff all out in the public and everybody looking at it, and
there's four women that are
went
after him. Yeah, there's 4 women that went after him, but one of them was his artist. Her name is Cassie, I think her name is. But shout out to her.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, Cassie. I'm not going to get into all the particulars of what he supposedly did to her or whatever, but my point is, like, be careful about your dreams, guys, because all that glitters isn't gold. You know what I'm saying? And I will tell you guys that, like, I had about 4 or 5 things that I'm like, oh man, if I could do this. And for the most part, I'm not going to lie to you, they were exactly what I thought they were going to be. It was exactly how I thought it was going to be. But the cost of what it cost me to do those things, I did not know. And I don't know what I would have done if I'd had to do it over again. Relative to, I'm being, you know, obviously vague here, but on any one of them, I don't know that I would do the same thing, because of just the cost, whether the cost to me personally or the cost to my kids. So, and to me, that makes me a terrible person, because what I should say is I absolutely wouldn't do that shit again. Look how much it costs my kids, but I don't lie about shit. So it does make me a terrible person. You know, it puts me, you know, it's one of the reasons why I loved Tom Brady so much, but at the same time, it's also one of the reasons that him coming back for that last season was very important for my personal history, because it kept me from making some really stupid decisions. So, shout out to Tom Brady. It's always better to learn from the foolishness of your brother instead of your own. Regret? I wish I could say I regret it. You know what I'm saying? Steve, like, I wish I could say I regret it. But I don't. Because it's what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Since I was really, really small, these are all things that I wanted to do. And so if I was a better person, I would regret them for sure. But I'm not. So.
Keeping it real.
9.2.
9. They were both 9s for me. The last one and this one.
I'll tell you what. I would have liked this guy a lot more if he would have stayed with this band instead of Opeth.
That's so
I'm sure that's going to get to him at some point.
Yep.
We should.
His drunken side project.
Hey, the interviews in season 3, the interviews are coming back.
Yeah, they're gonna be crazy.
So,
Yeah, you guys are gonna like those interviews. They're gonna be better. They're gonna be better than the last ones.